Mr. Palmer, self-made, CEO, self-paid, I do for self, fuck you and everybody else. I'm Mr. Palmer, self-made, CEO, self-paid, I do for self, fuck you and everybody else. Squad up! Shout out to the baby mama terrorist bounty hunters out here. I'm your host, Mr. Palmer. And what I want to talk to you today about, yes, I want to talk about 6ix9ine's baby mama terrorist, Sara. You know, Sara smile. But baby mama terrorists don't smile at all. But she comes out, I believe it's on her Instagram Live, where she said that her daughter called 6ix9ine friend. She don't call him daddy, she call him friend. He's a deadbeat. Okay, well, what I want to do is talk about a video. I want y'all to watch the video and y'all see it for yourself. But before we get to all this, let's eliminate 6ix9ine, the snitch. We talking about 6ix9ine, the father. Him being a snitch and ratting out his friends, yeah, bitch ass and all that stuff. But we're going to separate that part. We're going to talk about him as a father. We have to separate the two. It's like you could say, well, I don't like so-and-so, but it's true what he said about this car over here. But because you don't like this dude, you'll say what he talking about is bullshit and his lies, when he actually is telling the truth. Even a baby mama terrorist. If a baby mama terrorist telling some truth, I'll say I don't like that bitch ass baby mama terrorist, but she's telling the truth on this. We have to separate the bullshit. Because what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, and the truth is the truth. Even if it's coming from somebody that you hate, despise, don't like, a baby mama terrorist, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, whoever the fuck it is. Because many of y'all baby mama terrorists and you simply force will always call me a lie, deadbeat, run with child support, even though I'm speaking facts. And you also deflect from what I say to make it something else. So if y'all don't know who 6ix9ine is, 6ix9ine is the one who snitched on his blood gang, got a lot of people locked up, even though they did his bidding. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't know who Sara Molina, what is it, Molina? Sara Molina, that's his baby mama terrorist. And what a lot of people do know, she ended up sleeping with his former manager, Shotty. So yeah, she belongs to the streets. But I'm not even talking about her doing that. I'm talking about being a baby mama terrorist. And I'm be honest with you, I think both of them have issues, him and her. But anytime you have a daughter who calls her father friend, for one, and don't correct them, baby mama terrorist. But 9 times out of 10, she manipulating that girl, that little girl, to call him friend. But you not correcting is just as bad. Because regardless, in the good book it say, honor thy mother or father. And even if she do hate her father, you as the other parent should correct that child, because she is a child. Stay in the child's place. Regardless of what, that's still your father. You don't say that. But of course, a baby mama terrorist, what they say is, well, he or she has the right to speak their minds at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. And that's why a lot of these baby mama terrorists who have the manipulated kids end up backfiring on their ass and treat them like shit and doing what the fuck they want to do. And then you want to call the father 10 years later talking about, I need your help, be a father. Now, fuck that. Wash your hands, move on. But we're going to get into her video, her live. It's about 10 minutes long, and I'm going to cut in and let you hear some key factors. And we'll go from there, all right?
I don't care. I don't care about what other people got going on. I don't care about what other women have going on in their life, what headaches they got to deal with. That's not my place. That's not my business, and that's not my concern. Like I really don't care for it at all whatsoever. So, but what you call it? Like a story was put out, and basically it details how from TNT, whoever put it out, I don't care. It's detailing how I kept my daughter, or the headline was like, oh, Blinks or whoever baby mama, because I'm not defined by is not letting them see their kid on Christmas. So when asked, they're not saying why or whatever the case is. First of all, this man hasn't spoken to my daughter in months. He didn't reach out for her birthday, Thanksgiving. We haven't heard of that man having a concern about my daughter since like the beginning of September. That's one. So yeah, you're not supposed to pop. You're not gonna just come around my family on holidays. Like, sweet, I was hurt that I was hurt for my daughter that you couldn't even make the effort or set aside the time to go ahead and make her birthday special.
Now she say that he ain't been around since September. Let me backtrack something for men out here. You notice a lot of these baby mama terrorists like to say they are hurting for the daughter. No, they hurting for the man, because a lot of time the man do not talk to a baby mama terrorist. They don't negotiate with a baby mama terrorist. They don't give a fuck about the baby mama terrorist, and they use their kid as the excuse to justify all the shit they saying. Now she say she ain't seen him in September, ain't been around his daughter. Do you know that a lot of reasons why a father don't be around the child is because it's something that this baby mama terrorist is normally doing to cause that. There's so many fathers that tell me they try to call just last year, Christmas. They try to call for Christmas and the phone was blocked. I even had a brother to say on New Year's Eve, his kids was texting him saying Happy New Year's, and he couldn't respond back because he's blocked. He had to go on social media and say, somebody who loved me, please respond to my kids and say that daddy loves them and Happy New Year's to them. So when these baby mama terrorists say, well, he ain't been around and he ain't reached out to the kid, don't jump the gun and say, oh, he don't want to be a father. These baby mama terrorists wasn't good for that. A lot of times because it's so much shit that these baby mama terrorists do that it gets to a point where if I got to go through you to talk to my child, then I'd rather not even talk to my child. That's one. That might not be his reason, but that's one. So just know that a lot of times that a father want to talk to their kids and be around their kids and reach out to their kids, holidays and everything else, it's because a baby mama terrorists try to block it. Or you got to go through them. You got to tickle their chin. You have to beg. You got to plead. You got to promise to come over there and give them some ass. You got to promise to go over there and give them some money, send money. That trick bag game. But then tell everybody else, he ain't called, he don't be a father, he ain't worth a damn, he's a deadbeat. They quick to do that. They very quick to do that. Don't fall for that okie doke shit, man. And that's why it's a lot of time I tell men, say if you is gonna holler at a woman that has a child. When you go holler at that woman, she say and the first thing she say, the father ain't this, the father ain't that. Try to meet that man. Meet that man and hear his side. It might be true what she's saying, but you don't trust no bitch. You go and meet that man. Now, truthfully, I say eliminate the whole situation. Don't even bother at all. A lot of these baby mama terrorists who choose single motherism, eliminate that man out the picture. Like I say, not all single mothers choose single motherism. But what I'm saying, these baby mama terrorists, they all choose single motherism. And you don't know if you're dealing with a baby mama terrorist or not till you get to know them more. And a lot of times you don't find out down the line. So that's why I say, to eliminate that situation, talk to that father. Talk to somebody who know this baby mama terrorist. They'll tell you the truth. Somebody who's about what's right. You know what I'm saying? But stop assuming what these bras say, because I made that mistake. I was a simp and force and fell for that bait. I ain't know no better. But it's still no excuse. So what y'all do from here on out, say if you talk to somebody that got a kid, you like their qualities, they got something going on. Maybe they is a good person, but they talk about how bad the father is and all that rah, 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 rah. You better go ahead and talk to that man and go from there. Let's continue.
Special on your end. Her birthday is always going to be special because I take care of her and she's going to always have with or without him. But that's not the point. You feel me? He likes to go on social media. My daughter this, my daughter that. Oh, I want to be home so I can see my daughter. Don't even see his daughter. He don't pay no child support. He hasn't called in months. Like after already going on
Have y'all noticed that the first thing that these baby mama terrorists say is he have not paid his child support? That's the first thing these baby mama terrorists say. That just go to show it's not about the child. I know many mothers, even single mothers, who say, I'm not even tripping about child support. I just want this dude to be a father. I just want him to be around and co-parent. He ain't got to talk to me. Just be around the child. And the father who actually don't want to be around the child because he choose not to be a father. He want to be, I'm not going to call him a deadbeat, but he choose to stay away. She not studying that child support. She just want him to be a father to the child because the kid needs both parents. When you hear somebody say he's not paying his child support, you know they only use that to justify why he ain't seeing his kid. They'll sit back and say, oh, well, he ain't paid his child support. Now, if you go to court, the judge gonna make it like, well, if you ain't paying your child support, you don't need to get custody or see your kid. Because the first thing they ask you is you current your child support. But only baby mama terrorists come with that bullshit ass line. He ain't paid his child support. That's the first thing they say. Then they say he ain't been around. He ain't did nothing for his child and all that jive. Nah, don't fall for that, y'all. I don't care. I don't give a damn how much they sobbing, they crying, they whining, they looking like shit, they smelling like shit. I don't give a fuck. You keep them bangs coming on, fall for that bullshit. Because the first thing they say, he don't pay his child support. He haven't paid his child support. But the ones that do pay their child support, they still not allowed to see their kid. So they can't use he don't pay his child support. They'll go back to, they'll say some, well, he this and he that, he's full of shit and he that bullshit. Don't fall for that shit. He ain't paid his child support because he don't want to give a bitch that's a baby mama terrorist who ain't nothing but a rat ass hoe that's all for the streets. Now, don't get me wrong. I say pay your child support so you don't go to jail. Evidently, he must got some type of way where he's not going to jail. He ain't worried about it. So when these bitches be saying he ain't paid his child support, that's the first thing they say, baby mama terrorist. He ain't paid his child support. What they got to do with him seeing his daughter? Then you say he ain't come around. He ain't trying to see her. Nah, I think it's more to it. I think it's you he don't want to be bothered with. If he got to go through you, then the hell with it. Let's continue.
A year and a half of not having no communication with my daughter at all because he completely just cut off my daughter for no reason. Like a 4-year-old did something to him. Imagine that.
No, and that's another thing these baby mama terrorists need to realize. It ain't nothing that the kid do, unless it's a manipulated ass kid that fell for the bait that's fucking up a parent household. But no, it's not about the kid. It's about that baby mama terrorist that's causing havoc to force this man to stay away from his child. See, that's the thing y'all need to realize. Sometimes you have to read between the lines. You can't always jump the gun for what these bitter baby mama terrorists will say. Because they will put you in a trick bag, and then you sit back call him deadbeat, but then you find out she been alienating him, abusing him, fucking with him, causing all this bullshit. Don't fall for the bait, fellas. don't show no love, no mercy, no pity. He ain't paying his child support. That's on him. But at the same time, if he ain't paying his child support, you baby mama terrorist, you do what you gotta do to take care of that child. You like a chick on TikTok gonna tell me, she said, um, my baby daddy won't come around. He only pay $38 a week, and he take care of another bitch kid that ain't his. And you know what I told her? Okay, then if he's like that, then why don't you go ahead and handle your business and do what you got to do as a mother and handle your business? Since you say that's all he provides is $38 a week, and he choose not to come around and take care of some other motherfucker's kid, go on about your business. See what kids about you, baby mama terrorists. Y'all show talk that bullshit about you good, he's bitter, I won. But then why you whining about him paying $38? Because that means you still you're not worried about the money, but you still into him. You mad because he moved on, and yeah, he shopped the suckers and became a simp enforcer to another bitch kid. But at the same time, why you whining about it? If you say you good, you won, you don't give a shit, then you won't be coming on my page trying to prove that niggas are deadbeats. Because I post about somebody who actually isn't a deadbeat getting screwed by the system. I don't get it. Don't fall for this, fellas. Do not fall for this. Let's continue.
Yeah, it's just like, so a story was put out, and I just made it very clear. I was like, he's not stable. He has no sense of stability. He's moving around. He has security. He's not safe nowhere he's going. He's getting to altercations. He's going infested places with people with no mask. Like, come on now. Like, you're going to strip clubs. You're doing all this extra beefing with people. You haven't seen his daughter.
Here's the thing I want y'all to know. Now, if you go on her Instagram, you'll see her taking photos and out there kicking the bobos, living her life to the fullest. She don't have on no mask. So she out there whole hopping doing the same old shit that he's doing, and she ain't wearing no mask either. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Him being a high risk to be around his daughter, he is a high risk. And to be honest with you, you baby mama terrorists don't ever think, because if you was a thinker, all you would have to say is, I'm not letting him around my daughter because he's high risk. He's known as a snitch. He got people locked up. People might go out and kill him if I bring my daughter over to see him. That will eliminate the whole thing. Even if we know in the back of our heads, bitch, you still doing because you a baby mama terrorist. But the truth of the matter is, he is a high risk. Because I'm sure there's people looking, they scoping, they watching him, they want to catch him and kill him for all the bullshit that he done caused. But instead of her just saying that and eliminate the whole situation, she says he's not stable. He's here, he's there, he's moving all around. He's not wearing a mask. He in a strip club. What the fuck him being in a strip club got to do with him seeing his child? I could be in a strip club. I could be at the corner store. I could be at the liquor store. But when I see my daughter, I'm in the house. I'm in your facility, or I'm in my own facility, or we at a police station. However, that's bullshit. Men, please don't fall for this bullshit. You go on her page now on Instagram, she doing her lives and everything. She out there in the public, she's not wearing a mask. That mask ain't gonna save you any motherfucking way, for one. But what kills me, she say he this, he that, but then say he ain't paying child support, he ain't trying to see his daughter, he ain't sending nothing, he ain't trying to be around your funky ass. That's what I mean. You have to read between these lines with these German shepherds that Minister Jeff calls them, baby mama terrorists, German shepherds. But again, she could eliminate the whole situation. Say, I ain't fucking with dude. He a high risk, and he a snitch. He'll get my daughter killed if he be around him. All that he ain't stable and all that bullshit. That shit they say in the courtroom to try to keep this man from getting some type of parenting time with their child. I know this for a fact. Hands on. He got a bunch of guns. He ain't got no bedrooms. He ain't got no fan. Never been to my motherfucking house. Don't know shit. But they said, don't fall for this fuck shit she talking about.
9 months. You didn't even call on her birthday. You haven't done nothing right that you said you was gonna do right on your end to be the father that my daughter deserves. That's just straight like that. No kid deserves a parent, and that's one.
I agree. I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't like this whore. She ain't no better than he is. She sleep with the enemy and everything else, but they ain't got nothing to do with parenting. But what she said, a half-ass parent. I agree. But what kills me, you talk this shit, but you're actually showing something else. It seemed like you still mad that 6ix9ine left your ass when he got famous and got with somebody else. And you still in your feelings. So now you sleep with the streets. You sleep with his manager. You sleep with his ops. You're a baby mama terrorist. But like I say, it's still separate for being a parent. So I tell y'all fellas, if your baby mama terrorist, paying married niggas and being a hoe to everybody else, having sex with your cousin, your friend, your daddy, and everybody else, that don't have nothing to do with you being a father to your child. But these baby mama terrorists make fathers become deadbeats. They make fathers become half-ass parents because they interfere. Manipulation. You got to go through that, motherfucker, in order to see your daughter for 5 minutes. Is it really worth it? And then don't have a manipulated ass kid that's fucking up your household. Why would you call for their birthday? Now she's 4 years old. And we ain't came to the point yet where a 4-year-old said, hey friend, 6ix9ine is my friend, not a father. Now she's 4 years old and she calling her father a friend. I guarantee you she heard that from one of these baby mama terrorists in her family, or she heard it through her, and not one time has she told her that's not right. You don't say that's your father. You don't do that. Let's continue.
Like his life has been a complete mess since he's gotten out of jail, and y'all just don't know that because he's been off of social media. The boy done overdose. He's done didn't matter, bro. That's the reason why I don't feel safe having him around my daughter until he proves himself to be in the right place in life. Like, come on.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The shit she talking about, saying what, he's not right and all that stuff, he wasn't right before he went to jail. He was doing all this shit before he was going to jail. When they was in that relationship, he was able to cause all the havoc. He was able to call niggas bitches and hoes and I fucked your mama and I pissed in your so-and-so grave. He was doing this when he got with the hoe. And that's funny about you, baby mama terrorist whores, because as long as this dude is under your roof, being with you, staying with you, fucking you, he can do all the gang banging. He can do all the fuck shit. He don't have to get a job. He can live off your funky ass. He can use you. He could cheat around. He can have anything he want. But soon as that man leaves, the baby mama terrorists all of a sudden want to call you you gang banging. You a snitch. You causing all these different beefs out here. You been a cheater. You never did nothing from day one. You never did nothing for 11 years. But as long as you stay with these whores, you can't do nothing wrong. It's when you leave all of a sudden, that's when you the cheater. Even though you knew he was cheating from day one. He wouldn't take care of the bills in the house. Well, from day one, he wasn't paying bills there. You was paying all the bills and you have a problem with it. But when y'all break up or when he leaves you, move on with his life, now all of a sudden, all these things is a big factor. That's what y'all do in the courtroom. He got a bunch of guns when he had a bunch of guns in your house. Now all of a sudden, he shouldn't have a bunch of guns. He was fucking around from day one and you knew this shit. But you still kept him there as long as he stayed. As long as he came back home, wasn't a problem. But when we break up with you, or when you getting your feelings because he moved on, now all of a sudden you got all these problems. He was doing this shit before he got to jail. Everybody knows this. You knew this. You was down with this. You didn't have a problem with that because he came home. He take care of you. But now that shit gone, now you got a problem with it. That's why I can't stand you, baby mama terrorist horse. And when y'all get that MGK, I have no pity, no sorrow, no mercy for your funky ass. Let's continue.
Now, and I'm not bitter and I'm not wrong for that.
Oh yeah, you are.
What I'm not gonna do, because I haven't said about him, I haven't got on live, and I wasn't gonna say anything. But what you're not gonna do is have your team the most.
Now I had to cut off there because she said she haven't said nothing about him. That's a lie. If you Google on TMZ, the baby mama terrorist talking about him, she talked about him when he was locked up. She said if he get out of jail, he would not see his daughter. She said this. She said he would not be allowed to see his daughter. She said he's a deadbeat. He never do nothing, all that jive. And she was talking about him on Balad TV. She talked about him on social media. She talked about him to TMZ. Now, you might have got quiet lately, but you did talk about him. See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Stop listening to these baby mama terrorists. Now, you listen to them, but don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for the pity party. Because these motherfuckers try to look at her. She trying to like she ain't did nothing. Pity, ain't did shit. But if you go on social media, she ain't looking like none of that. I ain't like these other baby mamas and all that. You ain't no different from the rest, motherfucker. The only difference is people know who you are. You got a name. You belong to the streets. They ain't no different from the rest of these whores. You no different from the rest. Let's continue.
Only a story that comes out about you that is true. You're a deadbeat, bro. You don't do nothing for your daughter. Mm-hmm. Your mother is so disgusted with you. She spent the holidays with us. All right? Literally, his mom was just with us, okay? For Christmas Eve and Christmas. Mm-hmm. So let's not even go there. Yeah, so that should tell you.
Let me ask y'all a question, fellas. How many of y'all ask, can I see my daughter? Can I see my son? Now, mind you, you ain't going through the shit 6ix9ine's going through. You're not a snitch. You ain't going back and forth to jail. You don't have a bunch of enemies out here. You're not getting shot at and threatened all the day long. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you this. You ask your baby mama terrorists who have got you locked up, put you on child support for the wrong reasons, set you up for failure, taking you back and forth to court because you moved on with your life and everything. And she tells you, you want to see your daughter or you want to see your son, you have to come over to my house. And you know if you go over there, it's a high risk. She might got a dude there that's a simp enforcer and you got issues with. Or she might be trying to set you up to cause some type of havoc to whereas y'all get into an argument. She called the police, you stalking, you put your hands on her, you go to jail. How many of y'all was told by this baby mama terrorist, you have to come over to my house? Not me halfway, not me at the police station, not me at a public place. You got to go over to her house. A lot of y'all. So you going to take that chance of going over there and get your ass beat, jumped on, set up, get put in jail, get lied on, everything else? No. You love your kids to the fullest. You try your best to the fullest, but you don't be no fool. If 6ix9ine would have went over there to her house and she was messing around with his manager, ex-manager, who he got locked up, you don't think it might be some guys waiting on him to X him out? And she set it up? Hell, Dillinger got set up back in the day by the lady in red that he was going to the movies with. And he got that Machine Gun Kelly. So no, and I'm just talking about fathers who don't even have them problems, who know if they go over there, they're going to go to jail, get into a fight, go through a lot of turmoil and bullshit to see your kid for 5 minutes. It ain't worth it. Don't entertain shit like this. Fuck that. Let's continue.
Enough. I don't stop nobody from seeing their kid if they made the effort to and to do right. You feel me? I don't stop nobody on his family.
That's because You want to make it look good. Of course, you're going to let the mama come by. And first of all, the grandmama or the grandfather shouldn't have nothing to do with whatever you got going on. But a lot of you baby mama tears whores will alienate the grandparents too, because if it hurts them, it's going to hurt the father. A lot of y'all can relate to that. And maybe the grandma do have a problem with 6ix9ine issue, because she's falling for everything you say. And then again, you know what? A lot of these grandmothers are baby mama terrorists too. You never heard him mention about his father. Hell, I never heard about Mrs. Mom, but 9 times out of 10, she probably a baby mama terrorist. A baby mama terrorists stick together. They don't have to be blood related. They just could be terrorist related. So I wouldn't be surprised if she is mad at him. Not at all. I don't entertain what a grandmama say, especially got that mentality. Look at Vanessa Bryant's own mother. She's a baby mama terrorist trying to get more money out of her own daughter. But that just goes to show she wasn't shit either back in the day. That's why she still get alimony for her ex-husband. That's why she ain't moved on, got married. She's a bitter ass bitch about the money. So the grandma coming over there don't mean shit to me, and that don't tickle my chin to say, oh well, maybe 6ix9ine is a deadbeat because his own mama go over there. You ain't gonna cause no havoc to her because she's siding with you. It's when she go against you, that's when she got her own problems too. Fellas, how many of y'all can relate to this? A lot of you can. It ain't worth going over to no bitch house that you don't get along with, can't even co-parent with, can't even talk on the phone or even do a text message with. Oh no. And then you talking about somebody who got money, who's a celebrity, and got enemy that's on the run for being a snitch. He'll be a fool. He can't trust you. You belong to the streets. Let's continue.
His mom spends the holidays comfortable with us. Mm-hmm. But why is she the only one on that side bringing gifts? Even though it's like, you couldn't even send gifts with your mother that you knew she was going to spend the holiday with us. Like, I'm not understanding. Not one gift. One.
Not at all.
He couldn't even make a call. So I'm not hearing nothing. Don't be having your team the day that a story breaks out that your shit father basically for Christmas and just overall.
First of all, fuck Christmas. I don't give a fuck about none of these holidays. These holidays don't mean shit to me. Half that shit is fake and false anyway. It's a money game. Paganism in the first place. Second of all, you talking about you ain't bought nothing for Christmas. I can't even call my own daughter and be around my daughter. What the fuck I look like buying a motherfucking thing? Nah, I ain't buying shit. I buy it, mail it to you. You got my address. Now you trying to set me up for failure. I ain't going. See, that's what I'm saying. You can't fall for this, fellas. You could listen all day long and hear where they coming from, but don't fall for this bullshit, fellas. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not doing none of that shit. You dealing with a punk ass baby mama terrorist. You have no mercy, no pity. I say pay your child support. If you don't pay your child support. Don't worry about what you're doing with the money because ain't nothing you do about that anyway. You paying the state. The state pays her. She going to government daddy. But you didn't buy nothing. You didn't send nothing. You ain't trying to call. See, that's your word against his. You know how many times father try to make a phone call and they on block? Ain't able to see the father. Ain't able to see they child. None of that shit because these baby mama terrorists are good liars. They are great liars, playing victim and everything. Ask the feminist party. You can't fall for this. And trying to justify by saying all this bullshit, do not give me a reason to why he should be catering to you, paying child support. If you get away with it, don't pay it at all. Fuck her. Bullshit.
Ever in your life, have your team or whoever, that Murphy or whoever is doing it, go ahead and ever lie on me and say that I put my hands on you. Or we got into an altercation on Christmas Eve. You weren't even here. You weren't present. You're never present. How did I see you? I did not see this man. I haven't seen this man since the beginning of September. So how did I get into an altercation with you? Don't be like putting out, like, especially the lie incorporating my daughter. The story incorporated my daughter just running into the street. Okay? Ain't no way is my daughter outside just running into the street. For someone that she calls her friend, she doesn't, every time she sees him, she says friend. She don't even identify him as her dad. She says friend. So I doubt my daughter was so hurt and heartbroken. That's not even a situation. Like, he wasn't even here. I don't know where this man be about his business or whatever the case is.
That's all I wanted y'all to hear. Because, and see, these baby mama terrorists are full of shit. Now, she just said her daughter calls him friend. If you was a real mother, regardless, if this dude's a drunk, a snitch, a crackhead, a lowlife, a bum, a deadbeat, scum of the earth, this is a 4-year-old child. She's a child, first of all. Child stay in the child's place. You correct them. She calling her father friend. You as the mother is supposed to correct that child, say, no, you do not call him friend. That is your father. I don't care what the fuck he's done or not done. That just go to show these baby mama terrorists do not love their kids. And they allow this shit. My son is 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. He's just speaking his mind, and I ain't gonna stop it. Yeah, when he so-called speak his mind against the father, but let him call him out, call you out. Now you whooping his ass, cussing him out, treat him like shit, treat the daughter better than the son, and all that bullshit. See, fellas, I already dismissed this hoe when she came in and talked shit about him in the first place. But I just wanted to show y'all how these baby mama terrorists will always try to make the man look bad and don't say shit about themselves. Now, we know her track record. And I'm sure both of them fought each other because it looked like he's a bitch. Like, he'll fight a woman, of course. But it looked like both of them. She don't seem the type just gonna let a nigga just hit him and all that shit. She seemed like type that be trying to beat a man ass too. It's both. I think it's both. I don't think it's one. Cause I just don't believe these whores. You do all this havoc and cause all this havoc and be around these enemies and these snitch lovers and everybody else, and you all of a sudden want to play victim. He beats me. But let's get back to the daughter, 4 years old. Where did she get that from? That's my friend. It had to come from an adult, and I believe that adult is you, baby mama terrorist Sara. It didn't come from a TV show. It didn't come from 6ix9ine. It came from you. And that's why I say, fella, listen to these baby mama terrorists. When you meet somebody, you trying to holler, you going out on a date or whatever you do, you read between the lines when you ask them, do you believe in child support? Do you have your man on child support? Why the father ain't around? You read between the lines, you'll get it. We have to pay more attention. See, we didn't pay attention. We didn't read between the lines. And also, we were stupid enough to think, oh, well, she did it to that goofy. She ain't gonna do it to me because I got this on lock. So you thought. But how the fuck can you say that your daughter calls him a friend and she's not hurt? She's cool, ain't nothing wrong. How you know that? Even a lot of these manipulated ass kids who do what they do against the father are hurt. They manipulated, but they are hurt. Most of them, not all, because you got some that just control to the T. Believe me, I know. But a lot of them are hurt. They manipulated and they're hurt. That's why, yeah, they doing good at school, but they lack communication skills. They quiet, they silent. They're not playing around with kids. They on their phone. They stay in a room all day. They're not reaching out to the father. Fuck him. Because they get what they want from the baby mama terrorists. And like I said, these baby mama terrorists manipulate their kids to hate the father, to not want to be around the father, to call another man father.
Yeah, Mr. Palmer. I'm Mr. Palmer, self-made, CEO, self-paid, I do for self, I do for self, fuck you and everybody else.